Okay, welcome back. We are now going to practice using all three primary colors to create different shades or different colors of gray. Sometimes when we think of gray, we think, oh, gray is black with white added or white with a little black added. But when you are painting and you want to render something in a real accurate way, it's really rare that a shadow is actually black with a little white or white with a little black. And so we want to practice the different colors of gray. So for an example, if you want to paint a shadow, you tend toward the cooler grays, the blue grays, the green grays that are more toward blue. If you have a gray object that is in the sunshine or in the light, then the gray would tend toward the more warmer grays. So we're going to get into this, but let me get this slideshow going. So here's a fountain that's made of stone. I don't remember the kind of stone it was made out of, but it was all gray stone. And I had just taken a watercolor class, and the instructor had taught us how to do different colors of gray, warms and cools, using the three primary colors. We didn't use black or white at all. We used the three primary colors to create these gray colors. And so I thought, I'm going to try this. So I sat down and did a little sketch and practiced doing grays, and it was really delightful. I also want to show you a more refined artist work. This is Praful Savant. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure exactly how to say his name, but he's Indian. He studied in Rome, he studied in Florence, and he studied in India. And he is an exceptionally excellent watercolorist. You notice how many grays he uses. You've got kind of blue grays and purple grays and warmer grays and cooler grays. And a good part of this painting, if you squint your eyes, a good part of the painting are shades of gray, except where the light hits the buildings. Then you've got more vibrant colors. So let's launch into how to mix these grays. All right. So I'm going to use the same three primary colors that I used before. And you're going to notice that I mix them all in the same little part of the pan. I don't clean it off and start over to do another shade of gray. So we're going to start mixing the three primary colors, but in different proportions. And we're going to see what happens. So we've got orange because we've got yellow and we've got red. And so what's the other primary color? Blue. So we're going to mix a little blue. Then I'm going to show you what that color turned out to be. It's kind of a brown gray. There's a little reflection on it, but as it dries, you'll see the color a little better. So it's a little warmer gray. So now I want to cool down my gray. So I'm adding blue. And now I've got a gray that tends more towards blue, a cooler color. A little bit of yellow. Got kind of a green gray. So I just go back and forth a little bit on the different proportions of the primary colors and experimenting with what colors of gray I can make. These top colors, you can tell they're tending more towards, brown and a little green, yellow. But the second set that I make are going to be more easily defined as warm grays or cool grays. You notice I haven't cleaned off the thing yet. Still, we're just using the same little pile and cooling it down or warming it up. If the color like this starts to look a little purple, yeah, just a tinge of yellow. And that bends it then more toward brown gray. So there we've got kind of a grayish brown. And I want to cool it down a little bit more, so I'll put in some blue. And now that's a little bit of a cooler gray. And now we'll cool it down even more by adding a little bit more blue. Okay, now we're going to add just a little bit of yellow to see what kind of a gray a little yellow adds. There you go. I'm going to pause it. So if your gray is tending more towards purple, add yellow. If your gray is tending more towards orange, add blue. But this week I want you to experiment with the proportions of all three of those primary colors combined. See if you can get some browns as well as grays, but mostly we're going to be focusing on gray. So experiment with that and enjoy.